Welcome back to the Rough Example Datsun 510 project. Today we're working on wiring. So I've got the entire garage full of all the stock wiring and trying to make sense of it all. Um, this is most of the stuff I took out of the car. So most of this will be, uh, we'll be getting rid of that. But just wanted to lay it all out for reference. I also finally got my brake lines dialed in this week. Um, I'd kind of been procrastinating that and slacking on it, but I got that done. I got the clutch master cylinder line run down to there. Um, and I also got my steering wheel hub adapter that goes on there. Here's my wheel that I'm going to run. This is a vintage Raid wheel. I think it might have come out of like a Mercedes or a Ferrari. Um, but yeah, it's made in Italy. The bolt pattern is a little different than the Momo pattern. It's just a little bit bigger, so I had to get this different steering wheel hub, and I was able to find that at Techno Toy Tuning. I bolted it on and test fit it. It seemed like it worked, and had to pull it back out because we're doing the wiring today. So thus far, we bolted in the fuse block onto the firewall there. The way I've got it set up, I'm gonna cut a hole in the back of my glove box so that you can change the fuses that way, and then that'll free up a little bit more space below for the engine harness and ECU and all that. I also ordered my standalone ECU. I'm going to be running a micro squirt setup on this. So that'll be coming in the next week or so, and I can start, uh, installing the box and getting that wired up as well. But right now we are running the first set of wires back to the rear of the car. So it's going to come through here, go under the handbrake, and around here to the back. We had to just sort through the harness and get everything labeled, make sure we had everything we needed, and then we put it into this Chinese finger trap type wrap stuff here that you just kind of push on that and it opens up. You can put the wires through. So yeah, we got that run done, and then we need to run this one here. This is all of the mostly the lighting for the front of the car, and so this will kind of just get tucked up in there and then drop down and come across here, so that it can run across the radiator support and be hidden underneath. But yeah, this is mostly just for the headlights and the turn signals up front. And then we've got a couple of different branches for all of the gauges and everything underneath the dashboard. So it's kind of slow going and tedious, but we got one of them done now. So I think now that we've done one, it should go a lot faster. I also have the engine that we've been working on. I think last week when we recorded, I hadn't finished the engine up because, yeah, I didn't have the valve cover on. We didn't have the cam cover on the front yet. I got it all put back together and went to put the valve cover on, and I'd run silicone around it, and turns out that this is a S14 head. I thought it was off an S13 240SX. Turns out the gasket is different, so had to order a new one on Amazon. But that came in yesterday. Got that put on. Another thing that came up, which is really weird. So on this setup, I'm not running power steering and I'm not running an air conditioner. So that removes some accessories. And the previous owner had somehow run a belt onto, from the crank to the water pump with no tensioner, like they had forced it on there or something. Um, and I couldn't figure out how they did it. I've never seen that before. Because usually your option is to run a single belt that goes around here, um, and uses the alternator as the tensioner, but then you have to run a shorter neck right here that sits further that way, because otherwise your belt will hit. So my friend Dwayne, I was at his house yesterday, and he actually had this bracket um, that allows you to just put an idler pulley on here to run your water pump. Um, so you would run a belt like that. Um, and yeah, so I need to just find a pulley that I can put on here. Um, then I'll have all my belts situated. So once I have that done, I think the engine will be about ready to go in. I also have been working on the manifold, getting that cleaned up for the intake. Um, this is my one that I had cut so that I can run the individual throttle bodies. So I pressure washed this morning to get it a little cleaner, and I'm just trying to decide how I want to weld everything up. These have to come off and get welded up. This one, you can see the guy just put some JB Weld in there, which works, but might be a little cleaner to TIG weld it. And then these stock injector holes are probably going to need to get welded up as well. I might just kind of grind these off, like just cut them off and put a little weld in there, because these throttle bodies off the CBR 1000 have injectors built in, so I don't need to run the stock injectors anymore. And then I've got my transmission over here that I bought a new bearing kit, so I'm going to change out these bearings and get that cleaned up and reassembled. So yeah, a lot of progress this week, I feel like, and pretty excited about getting the wiring sorted out and making that big step right there. So that's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and have a great weekend.